All right, folks, it's cold in California. It is hot in New York. What the hell is going on? But we're back here today. It's Tuesday, y'all. You're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop, and my main man, Dusty Vision, who was in the dugout waiting to come on. But in the meantime, folks, from the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks, from Eve After Dark to Concerts in the Park, you're live with your boy Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop, and my main man in the dugout, Mr. Dusty Vision. Dusty, bring it on, bring it on, bring it on.
Peace, peace. What up, everybody?
There we go. There we go. What's up with you, Doc?
Man, tripping on this weather we've been having this past week, dude. I haven't seen this much rain probably since the 90s. Is that safe to say?
You know what? The last time I seen this much rain, dude, it was back in the 80s. We had an El Nino in LA. El Nino. And it was, I remember it was the 80s because I had the Eve After Dark. And this son of a bitch almost put me out of business. The El Nino of the 80s, it rained like 6 weeks back to back. Well, 6 weeks on the weekend. Every Friday, it would clear up through the week. And on Thursday or Friday, here it come. And man, people do not drop their kids off. Kids can't walk. The buses, they ain't hopping on the bus. And dude, I had to go. That was my first time I had to go to Jeffy, man, and cop a plea. Hey, bro, what can you do? That's when he showed me he was in my corner. He said, don't worry about it. When you get back right, come on, take care of it. And I did. And yeah, it was El Nino, dude.
Yeah, man, I remember that, dude. And yeah, but this is crazy. I mean, nonstop. We got snow in places that it's never snowed in before.
Marino
like
Valley.
Said, New York has experienced a whole other situation.
Yeah, my boy Dre was laughing. He said, "Yeah, man, you must have put that cold weather in a suitcase with you and took it back to L.A." Because I actually, truthfully, I bought some boots. I bought some thermal drawers and some thermal shirts to wear in New York. I didn't wear none of that shit. But I tell you what, that shit feel good in L.A. though, boy. I've been wearing all that shit in L.A., man. It's just amazing what the weather has turned into. Usually by now, man, March, ain't no rain in March. Come on, man. You might get a day or two, but this every other day, all staying in the forecast, that's some bullshit. Anyway, man. And here's the crazy part. 9, 10 out of 10, the drought is not over yet. We're still in the drought. Motherfucker, y'all doing something wrong with the water then.
Thank you, man. How the hell?
I passed by the LA River Saturday. That motherfucker was flowing like the Colorado River. And I'm like, man, all this shit going right to the ocean. You would think in all the time that LA has been around, we would have possibly dug some super deep ass holes in the valley or somewhere, some major water retaining structures that we want to worry about a drought, man. At least a nice reserve. I don't know. It goes right to the ocean.
Yeah, I don't understand that, man. Well, there's a lot to talk about, Lonzo, other than the weather. But before we get into that, let's talk about one of the big stories this week. Eric Holder, Nipsey Hussle's killer. We've been following this story literally ever since you and I started doing the show almost 4 years ago. Wow. He was finally sentenced this week to 60 years to life in prison over killing Nipsey Hussle. What are your thoughts when you hear that?
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah.
Bye, Felicia. I ain't, dude. You don't want to see no man go to jail, but sometimes jail is the only place you can put a brother like that. And I wonder how much of that time he actually gonna do. I mean, he killed iconic brother, man, in his heyday. They're gonna have a lot of people looking for him. Okay, a lot of folks want to see him, catch him on the yard, catch him without the guards, whatever. He probably gonna live in PC just for his own safety. But I don't know, man. I don't see. I don't know. That's a long time. Yeah. He'll never see daylight again if he ever see the streets again. So it is what it is.
Yeah, they called him Shitty Cuz.
Shitty Cuz.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm exactly.
I'd be mad about that. That's for damn sure.
If I was ever to pick my name.
If you was gonna be mad about something, whoever named you Shitty Cuz, that's who you should have been beefing with. Okay. Anybody the name and I guess he took the name and ran with it, man, because that was everybody knew what it was as soon as it happened. It's Shitty Cuz. Man, come on, man. That's a cold name to put on the brother, man. It's the reason why he did that. They gave him that name Why? I don't know. I would like to find out.
Yeah, he ain't shit. Apparently, that's probably what it was.
Maybe that's what it is too.
I know Raider guy wants to chime in on the topic. He says, Dusty and Lonzo, this is my honest opinion. Guys, Eric Holder is one of those types of guys who was jealous of Nipsey's success and was like, I ain't shit, so you ain't gonna be eaten. Jealousy is what got him. And then there was the situation where he allegedly called him a snitch, which in the streets, that's just you just don't do that.
Right. Man, it's there are a lot of people. My daddy warned me about people like that, people that are close to you, that can be envious of you just because your sometimes your energy and your way you carry yourself can make other people envious. And Nipsey definitely had that charisma, and he had that swag that would make somebody upset. Not really upset, but if you ain't shit, if you shitty cuz and you hanging around Nipsey, it's damn sure no comparison.
Thankfully, his music still lives on. We're jumping right to the niggaverse today, Lonzo. The niggaverse has been busy all week, so let's hop in the spaceship, man. I'll drive. You gonna kick back, and we're gonna head over to the niggaverse.
We gotta get a sound effect for
first
that.
Story.
We gotta get a sound effect for that.
I know, right?
A raggedy ass car, poo, 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 poo. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so another big story this week. Very popular Bronx, New York drill rapper K Flock and his gang, Sevside, which stands for Seven Side, have been hit with a RICO. Now, I know this is nothing new. We've talked about RICOs before. He is locked up. Let me give everybody, including yourself, a recap of K Flock. He was inside a New York. He was inside a New York barbershop. An op passes by. They exchange words. F you. I'm such and such K, such and such K. They both turn around to walk away, but allegedly K Flock, turns around and brandishes his weapon and shoots him. I think from behind. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that, but everything on camera. Obviously, outside of a barbershop, he was caught. He's a done deal. But now that he's locked up facing this, he also got word that he is getting hit with this RICO case. Man, another one bites the dust, dude.
So what did the RICO case come from? I mean, I guess he has some other cases pending.
Yeah, so he has a lot of other stuff. Not only him, it was, I think, 13 other people. And this goes back years, Lonzo. The feds collected so much evidence over the past years. And it was the sealed indictment, so under a year or anything like that. But allegedly, murders involved, intimidating witnesses from certain cases, dealing drugs, the typical nigga shit that people think won't get them caught.
That's one thing about the feds. They literally let you hang yourself. They'll let you do your thing for 3 or 4 years and make sure when they finally lock your ass up, we got enough to do this. So somebody need to start talking because everybody going to jail. Okay, somebody need to have a conversation. The first one talk, first one walk. And it's pretty much a rap. I haven't heard of this. I never heard of him as a musician or a rapper to just now. And it's amazing how folks don't get famous until they go to penitentiary these days. But it is what it is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, K Flock, dude. Another one bites the dust. Keep going in the niggaverse, Lonzo. Since there's so much to talk about, we'll just keep bouncing around. I know you're familiar with Blueface.
Yeah.
But are you familiar with Christian Rock, his girlfriend?
Girlfriend, the cutie pie does not look like a crackhead, but pregnant.
Yep. Okay, well, I don't know if you noticed, they have a very toxic relationship. They publicly beat on each other. She sliced him up with glass, gave him a deep cut on camera. It's very, very toxic. I personally think he's doing it because the rap money isn't coming in, but that's just my opinion. But Chris Brown actually released a tweet, and he's saying, you guys are giving me shit for what I did as a 17-year-old kid, but you guys are tuning in to Christian Rock and Blueface beat each other every week for entertainment. And he basically said, y'all can suck my entire D, disrespectfully. What do you think about Chris Brown's comment? And have you ever had a toxic relationship? And maybe you can give some game to these guys on how to get the hell out of toxic relationships.
First of all, I can understand how Chris Brown could feel, man. I mean, he still catches flack behind that Rihanna thing. I think the difference is Rihanna is a mega superstar, and she got a lot of love, a lot of fans around the globe. And no matter what happens to her, no matter what happens, um, people gonna love her, gonna hate him, no matter what. That's just gonna be the facts of life, Doc. It's just that's just how the game goes. I think you're absolutely right when it comes to Blueface. He ain't had a hit record since COVID, and pre-COVID, okay. And I tell people, man, the most addicting drug known to man, it's not heroin, it's not cigarettes, it's not sugar, it's not cocaine, it's fame. Once you had a dose of fame, it's hard to let it go, man. It's hard to shake that fame, dude, especially when you lucked up on it in the first place. And if you've been fighting for it, I mean, been in ciphers and winning contests, and you had a chance to really, get it gradually. But when you luck up on it and make a song that's one hit, maybe 2 hit wonder, or 1.5 hit wonder, and on something that was offbeat, and you come up with a new style, blah blah blah. You put a tattoo on your face, and you do some shows. All of a sudden, somebody kicked the plug out of your fame. Not pull the plug, kick the plug out of your fame, but you still think you that dude. Okay, your girl, she still thinks she still thinks she got that dude, and she think everybody else want that dude. Now you lived a good life for a long time. You had a ball. How much you knocked down 1,000 women in 6 months' time, or something like that. For whatever reason, this girl right here, as Cat Williams say, this girl right here, she ain't taking no for an answer. And I saw she was a track star, cutie pie, thick as a milkshake in the wintertime. Okay, teeth missing now. I mean, damn, come on, baby. But this is what young love is all about. Young hip hop love. That'll do that to you. Toxicity can become attractive and addicting as well. It's one of them things. I can't say I've had a toxic relationship. I've had some situations that weren't always to my advantage, but I don't do toxic, man. Oh no, I learned that a long time ago. Toxic is not a good situation. I mean, what could it be called toxic? I guess I've had my issue of toxicity as a young man, but I got rid of that. I let that shit go real quick. And that's
nip it in the bud, right?
Nip it in the bud, man. Because shit, by the time I was dealing with that shit, I became a club owner. Baby, you know who you fucking with? No. So, you can move on a lot easier when you got something to offer other than just some bullshit.
Yeah, and your woman is a reflection of you. I mean, wherever if she's out by herself acting the ass, and that's Dusty's woman, that's Lonzo's woman, and she's a reflection of you. So you got to pick somebody who you could be proud of when you walk into a room or when you're away from her.
I think that, and along with the fact somebody you got to have somebody that listen to you. Like my man says, baby, let's go. What's wrong? What up, bitch? You finna get left. Okay. All right. If you see something going down, trust me and start walking. If I say pick up the steps, start running. Okay. All that old want to debate. I ain't ready to go yet, but no. I see it coming. You gonna sit here and witness it. I had a friend of mine talk about that just today. They had to cut some people loose because they had got themselves into a situation, and you sitting right next to them, you're gonna be involved no matter what. Okay. And they say, hey, just let them go because they have a very toxic way of talking to people, and people, you don't know what people are going through. So you talking shit to somebody, you talking shit in line or whatever, honking a horn too long, and you just might be that one little straw that broke the camel's back. I'm finna grab my damn bumper jack handle and rearrange all your windows, your bumpers, everything, and because you in the car with them, you might catch a swat upside your head, a bullet, whatever the case may be now. So at this day and age, man, the way shit is go crazy, toxic relationships, whether they be homies or home girls or girlfriends or boyfriends, not a time for that. Not a time for that.
Not at all, man. And I am 1,000% against men hitting women in any circumstance, unless you are literally fearing for your life. But that don't mean all men are. And ladies, don't be slapping men and hitting on men, and because you may run into one that will bust you upside your shit.
I had a girlfriend one time slap me. I wasn't paying. I wasn't looking. I almost knocked the shit out of her. I thought it was a dude. Okay, I almost knocked the shit out. Are you crazy? No. Pop me in the back of my head. Oh no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because first of all, my first reaction, if it's a man, nigga, if you lost your mind, okay? What are you thinking about? Okay? And it might go, dude, because that again, depending on how you feeling, that could be something that sets you off. Okay? Somebody slap you in the back of your head because you bald headed. Oh no. Not a good look, babe. That could get ugly real quick.
Yeah. Seriously, be careful with that. All right, let's keep it pushing. Let's go to the next block in the niggaverse, Lonzo. Popular rapper Rallo Rodriguez says he spends $4,000 a week on lean, which is promethazine, which equals $200,000 a year. Bad habits can be pretty expensive, Lance?
I think he might want to spend about a couple thousand on the casket because he's trying to kill himself. Anything got the word methazine, that's a bad combination. Methazine, if you're drinking something that says methazine in it, any kind of pro, no, co, low, anything with them kind of combinations that's straight up narcotics, okay? And you're looking to kill yourself, bro. If you're spending $4,000 a week, $4,000 a week on that shit, dude, your kidneys ain't gonna take that for long, man. That's the first thing gonna happen. Your kidneys can't process that much shit. You probably ain't drinking enough water to wash it down. Okay, that's $4,000 a week. That's what, like a gallon? I don't know what it costs. Somebody in the chat.
It's very, very expensive. That I do know. So for you go to the say you have a very bad cold, they give you the brown bottle, the regular sized brown bottle. One of those can be upwards of $1,000, $1,000 plus.
Okay,
it's a bad habit, and it's back in our day, Lonzo. It was cooler to be the guy who sold the dope. Now it's like they brag about being dope heads. I mean, they're literally heroin addicts, dude. These opium, that's heroin.
Pretty much. And you're right, man. The dope dealer was the hero, not the dope taker is the zero, but he's turned himself into a hero, and it's almost like giving drug companies fucking free commercials, man. Basically, they're giving drug commercials, free commercials, just like Run DMC in the beginning. They were thinking about my Adidas didn't have no shoe deal. The same thing. These guys are giving pharmaceutical companies big ass advertising and they ain't getting a dime for it. Meanwhile, they killing themselves and also misleading a whole generation and thinking that what they're doing is cool. That's a goddamn shame, Doc.
Yeah, one thing, Lonzo, that I see as a person who I smoke marijuana. I'm an advocate for marijuana, especially when it comes to medicinal reasons. One thing that I don't like seeing is people who smoke marijuana and they brag about it and they say it's okay to smoke. Yeah, it's okay to smoke in moderation, of course, but you can't be smoking like 4, 5, 7, 8, 9 blunts a day. And they're wrapping these things in backwoods, Lonzo. I don't know if you know what a backwood is, but it's a tobacco leaf. It's a big ass tobacco leaf. They're putting 4 grams of weed in these tobacco leaves. And my thing is, I don't think they're even addicted now to the weed. I think they're more addicted to the tobacco and the nicotine, dude.
Dude, the nicotine, I have a friend of mine, me and him talk about this all the time. He usually goes through at least about $20 a day in weed, and he smokes it in backwoods. And backwoods got just as much nicotine as any other cigarette, and with no filter. And he smokes cigarettes. I'm like, dude, your lungs got to look like goddamn tar paper. I mean, it don't make no sense for you that much tar and nicotine to go in. And you're a young dude, so. Yes, and that was one of the things that I think when they stopped, people stopped smoking zigzags and went to the
Billies and blunts and Swickers.
The nicotine became the new addiction. Okay, it's a high now. For the first time, you're getting high and you get whatever feeling you get from nicotine. You're getting both of them simultaneously. and I guess it makes you feel extra good. I don't know. I never was a blunt smoker. I like my vape pen and I like a bong. If I'm gonna smoke, I like a vape pen and a bong. Okay, because ain't nothing between me and my smoke but the glass. That's just me. Okay.
Yep.
And I don't like all that funky ass shit on my clothes either. So it's another thing. So anyway, man.
I love the vape, man. The vape was the best, one of the best inventions. Because back in the day, that was the thing that you hated about weed was the smell, right? You're like, damn, I'm gonna go back to class smelling like weed.
Right.
Go to whatever smelling like weed. Now you can take a hit in the bathroom, and no one is none the wiser.
Yeah, yeah. That's the beauty of it. You can if your grandkids coming by, you can get you a hit, get ready for their asses, and nobody know nothing about it. You could be in the room right next to somebody, they don't know what the hell going on. I love it. Best invention on the man. But you know something though? It's like anything else, man. Most people, a lot of black people, don't feel that they're doing anything unless everybody know they do it. The word discretion is not a very popular word amongst a lot of us in our community. Discretion has never been one of those words. If you ain't smoking and you on the internet or you sticking up the house, your car look like it's on fire going down the freeway, and then you accuse the police of racial profiling. No, man, I'm smoking profiling. That's the dumbest shit in the world. Okay. Then if the car ain't full of smoke, they pull you over, and they can smell the smoke in the car, and now they want to give you a sobriety test or give you a 502, and you say they picking on you. No, man, you picked on yourself. That's the stupidest shit in the world. I'm like, man, they snitched on me. No, fool, you was on the internet with the money. You robbed somebody, talk shit about it, and was on the internet with the money. That's what snitched on your ass. You snitched on you. Anyway, man, go ahead.
Facts. I want to keep it on this topic really quick before we move on, but I was just thinking of something. We were talking about blunts and stuff.
Yeah.
Whoever owns Swisher, whoever owns Backwoods, whoever owns Philly, whoever owns White Owl, all the blunt companies that we spend our money on, they probably wouldn't even be around if it wasn't for black folks. I mean, the power of the black dollar. Unfortunately, we're spending it on dumb shit like that. But these Backwood things, Lonzo, for one pack, it's like $10, dude. It's crazy. And I doubt the black Backwoods owner is black. I doubt it.
Don't they have a Blackwoods like pre-dump or something like that?
Yeah, that you don't even have to worry about. They're making them for us, dude. Kill yourself. Go ahead.
Wow. You know, you could think somebody would have cut a deal someplace beforehand. And look, I just want to buy the papers. I don't even want to own no tobacco. What you gonna do? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. And I need a contract saying you a non-competing contract. But nope, just give it to me and let me smoke it, and I'll be good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Do you think this weed nowadays, because it's so strong, Lonzo, compared to what you and I grew up smoking? When I was 92, I think the Chronic just blew everything. It was like, oh my God. But now the Chronic is bullshit compared to this 2023 weed. But, you know, in relation to the crimes that we talk about, do you think this weed is making these kids more emotional and possibly overreacting quicker for them to pull out guns? And a lot of it's based on emotion. I don't know. What do you think?
You know, I stopped smoking weed for years. And I'm still not a big weed smoker right to this day. If I want to relax, I'll go in my studio, my backyard, do what I want to do. When the weed went from big ass baggies, $10 bag, 4-finger dime, 2-finger nickels, to little old jewelry bags for $20, I was out. I am not doing that, dude, because I come from a different generation, dude. You can't tell me that. And this ain't no Colombian, or this ain't no Thai stick. The most expensive thing we could buy was either Acapulco Gold or Thai stick. Okay? And y'all ain't never seen Thai stick. We talking about all natural shit, beautiful shit. Shit was so beautiful you didn't want to set it on fire. Okay? Yep. A one Thai stick would last you a week, and you could smoke on this thing. You smoke paper pinhead joints, little thin ones, and you'd be lit. But the high was different in anything else. It made you laugh. That's why I always got busted. I'd be laughing my ass off. But it was a good feeling. What we have right now, man, is we have like everything else, man. We're smoking GMOs, man. Genetically modified organisms, dude. This shit has been rehashed. I mean, first of all, it don't produce seeds. The seeds are pretty much useless. Seeds are dormant. All right, you have to grow them from clones. That tell you something right there. That means it's not natural. Okay, it's not a natural uh, recycling situation. It has to be done through cloning. I tried to grow for a minute. That's what I'm telling you what I know. I tried to grow. I told my nephew, hey man, what the seeds at? Oh, ain't no seeds. We got to do the clone. What? And we went to a guy that did, he had trays, different shit, the whole 9 yards. And we grew all kind of shit, man. And I did see a couple of seeds, but it was not, all the seeds, they were just dormant. They just was hard leaves, I guess. But anyway, like everything else we have, man, the food we eat, a lot of stuff we ingest on a regular basis is genetically modified. You know, weed only has so much THC in it. But then you got somebody in the lab coat and the scientist in the lab coat looking like Heisenberg, mixing and doing this shit, and that shit get up to 20-25%. Now your ass you out a whole nother level. But I don't think it's the weed. I think it's more of the various psychotropic drugs that kids are being hit with to maintain control. A good friend of mine he works for the mental health organization, and he said, "Man, so many kids are on drugs from the time they are 5, 6 years old, and at some point in time, that shit has an effect on your brain. It affects on your emotion." And they were trying to do a study on how many so-called mass shooters were kids that were being treated with drugs, but for some reason they wouldn't let them do it. Okay. He also showed me that whereas in some situations when you have foster kids or whatever that kid could be acting out, they'll put them on a drug regimen, and the parent, the foster parent, gets more money. And the kid may not even need it that much, but he may just need some attention. Nigga, the kid just may need a hug or an ass whooping sometime. They'd rather give him a drug than an ass whooping. And I always wondered which one was worse, to give somebody a 5-second ass whooping or a life full of drugs. Think about that, man. I was at my old school today, man. I went to my old elementary school for Black History Month, and I'm down there kicking it. And I'm walking on campus. First of all, it's no longer the same school. It's an animal school now, and got two schools on one campus, the junior high and the high school. And everything that I knew about this school had changed. Even the front door where you came in for the main office, and I'm sitting in a room that I used to box in when I was in the 9th grade, and I'm telling them stories about some of the stuff we did when some of the experiences I had at school, us getting swats, and I got big swats. They hit you, yeah, they whooped our ass. Okay, they whooped our ass at school and sent my ass back to class 15 minutes later, crying like a motherfucker. Okay, if I could sit down, okay, if I could sit down, and I would rather take an ass whooping, take 10 swats to the ass by the vice principal. The vice principal's name was Mr. Crow. Mr. Crow had forearms like Popeye. Okay, he had forearms like Popeye, and the deal was if you did something lightweight, you might get 3. A medium weight, you get 5. And if you really messed up, cuss somebody out, talk shit, you might got 10 to the ass. Okay, and his 10, he had 2 different ways to give them to you. You can lean over, put your hands on the desk, but you better not pop up. Okay. And if you really messed up, he made you grab your ankles. You grabbed your ankles, and he took them 10 to the ass. He gave you a break around 5, catch your breath, wipe your tears out your face, boy. But you ain't through yet. But I tell you what, most of them cats, including myself, who took 5 or even 10 once or twice, we see here to talk about that shit, man. We got most of our brain faculties, and wasn't no mass shootings back then, dude. Nowadays, some of the shit that I did at school to get in trouble for, brawl popping. I'd pop a brawl in a minute, nigga. That's sexual assault these days. I'd have a case. I'd have a case just by being a knucklehead. Okay, I have not always been a grown ass man. I was a knucklehead like everybody else, but that knucklehead shit now will get you a damn case. fuck around there and become a sexual predator just because you popped a bra strap. Okay? Yeah. And I knew the girl and we was cool, but it was she, stop! And no big deal. Nowadays, nigga, we finna get handcuffed and go to the principal's office. You're gonna get your probation officer, you're gonna get your court date. And your ass might end up on probation. If depending on how they feel, they might get your ass some time behind that shit. So, but my boy was telling me, man, that probably the coldest thing they're doing to kids nowadays is giving them drugs to sedate them or to keep them where they'll sit in their seats, where they'll be more easy to manage. Okay. And I think I told you the story before. I'm gonna tell you again. My youngest son, he's a high energy kid, bouncing off the walls at school, and room was always tore up, always fucked up. I'd get him, man, clean the room. And they messed around and they gave him some of that shit. And man, I walked past his room, and this is no bullshit. And my son, hi, Dad, look at my room. Isn't it clean? And the way he looked at me, man, was like some Stepford shit. Okay, it was really fucked up. He's sitting there, he's kneeling down, and Dad, look at my room. It's really clean. It's like you like it, huh? I said, yeah, man, it's cool. And I'm like, his room was clean, but he wasn't right. And much love, OG Steve. And man, about 30 minutes later, I'm laying in the bed, half asleep, half watching TV. He says, Dad. I said, what's up, man? He said, I think I want to kill myself. I feel like I want to kill myself. Oh, hell no. Man, I grabbed that shit, told my lady, fuck the doctor, and fuck this shit. The nigga room been fucked up ever since then, but he back to bouncing off shit. This room still tore up today. 20 years old, this room still tore up today. But I'd rather have a tore up room than have a tore up kid. That's real talk.
Yeah, that's facts. That's a scary story, man.
A lot of kids. Go ahead. No, you. Look, a lot of kids take that shit for so long, man. One or two things happen. Either at some point in time they get off that shit and they ain't ever had a chance to detox, or they've been on so long their emotions is fucked up. And when you do something to them, they just, robotically just fuck it. They don't give a fuck. They've been desensitized to everything. Go ahead.
Yeah, scary, man. It's scary. Since we're halfway through the show, I'm going to reset real quick and ask everybody to hit that like button. If you haven't already, we've got some nice messages in the chat. I want to welcome LDD to the show. He says he tuned in about a month ago, and he's been a fan ever since and has been checking out old videos. Much love. He says his brother is buried at the same cemetery as Eazy-E, Rose Hills. R.I.P. to your brother and R.I.P. to Eazy-E. And real quick before, I got to send a big shout out to OG Steve, man. OG Steve is if I only had 10 subscribers, I would want them to be just like OG Steve, man. He is such a big supporter, and he just shows love to this channel, to my channel. I've seen him show love to other channels. He is just an awesome subscriber, man, and family to the Not Without Alonzo show. So I want to thank you so much for that, dude.
Much love, OG Steve. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Much love. Let's keep it on kind of the same subject real quick, Lonzo. I was chatting with a very knowledgeable person recently, and the topic was brought up. And you were one of the first people I thought about, because every time I have conversations, like, oh, that'd be a great conversation for our Tuesday shows. In so many words, he explained to me how the black race is not growing. Ever since I was a kid, I've heard 13%. 2023, we're at 13%. And other races are growing. In fact, you can just go check out the numbers. Latinos are at a bigger number. Asians are at a bigger number. And I'm talking in America. Specifically, but Black Americans have been at a stagnant 13% for decades. We're not growing, basically. And I kind of think that goes to what we talk about a lot is of us killing each other. Maybe the abortion thing. I mean, we're more liable to get abortions. Hey, you do what you want to do with your body. But what do you think when you hear a statement like that, Lonzo? That we've been at 13% for a long time, and is that even true? I don't know.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I could believe that. I mean, when I listen to some of my political shows, and they talk about how many black folks, the percentage of black folks that vote, but versus the population, when they talk about the amount of people that's in prison versus the population, 13% is pretty much a common situation. And I thought about this before, like we still at 13%, but when you think about the natural course of life, and then we have this crazy ass way of expediting it on a regular basis. And first of all, like we are a smaller number, but then you got so many brothers that's locked away that's millions. If you got a million black men locked away, or you got a million people, locked away. I don't know what percentage of black people are, but you figure for every black man that's locked away, that reduces the population by 2 or 3 kids. Because the average man got 2 or 3 kids. Okay, the average brother got 2 or 3 kids. So if you got 2 or 3 kids and it's the average, I got 5. Okay, I mean you got 1, right?
Yeah, 1. That's it. Yep.
Okay, but how many brothers on that Nick Cannon thing got 8, 9, 10? Man. So then you got so the average. I'm just thinking about in the averages. Average brother may have 1 point some odd kids, for a technical term. And when you go to, I don't know how many brothers locked up. You got 200,000 brothers, 300,000 brothers locked up. Whatever the number is, that's 600,000 people right there. Okay, that could be as many as 600,000 lives. I didn't even think of that. 600,000 lives is not being born, not to mention the ones that are being killed prematurely. Then you add on top of the ones that are being aborted. Yeah, we could be losing a million people a year just in not production, in lack of production. Okay, so I'm again, all these facts are off the top of my head. I don't have no statistics nowhere. I'm pulling shit out my ass. I could be close, I could be wrong, but I'm thinking that we're somewhere in that area for those very reasons. So when you look and see, like I said, how many brothers in prison, how many brothers decide not to have kids. I don't want no kids. And then you include the LGBT community that can't have no kids, and then you put other factors, like I said, as far as brothers want to gang bang and have abortions, blah blah blah. Hey man, it could definitely stagnate a race. People talk about black on black crime or whatever. Oh, black people kill black people. Blah, blah, blah. White people kill people who they're close to. Yes, they do. But nobody has made it a fucking sport like we have. Okay? And that's the part I keep telling all these so-called fucking intelligent. Yeah, well, black people tend to kill the people closest to them. Yeah, but we, like everything else we do it on a hyper hump. Okay? We do it. Whatever we do it bigger than anybody else. We gonna wear jewelry. We wearing jewelry like a son bitch. We gonna put rims on the car. They're gonna be 56s. If we're going to do whatever we do, we're going to do it bigger and better than anybody else, because that's just not nature. And it's the same thing when it comes to taking our own people out. Yes, people close to people hurt people. But shit, we've been doing this shit for a long time, man. I bet you if you tallied up all the bodies that's died just to gang violence alone, you'll probably see it might be a good 2% of the population, man. Think about that. I mean, brothers have been focused on killing each other for over 50 years, man. Come on. You wonder why? Think about that, man. 50 years, since 50 years, we have been focused on self-annihilation through the streets, okay? 50 years. Hoods around the world, around the country, have been focused on nothing else but our own annihilation. And a rap record you ever heard in your life talked about smoking nobody else but another black man. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me in the chat room.
And when they do, they have to bleep it out because the other races ain't going for that shit.
Ain't nobody else going for that shit. Okay, ain't nobody else going for it. We accept it and we dance to it. And people probably look at us like we stupid because it is stupid. But it's like the same thing when women dance into a woman hating song. Oh my God, he ain't talking about me. Well, bitches, come on, baby. Come on. Okay. But again, if you put a funky beat to it, shit, it's all good.
Yep. And when I was younger, I didn't understand this, but as I got older, I got it. But MC8 has a song in 1992. It was from the Menace to Society soundtrack. And in the song, he has a line, and he says, yeah, I'm kicking it with the homies, and they got the straps. Off to the corner store, owned by the fucking... And then they bleep it. You even on the real CD, they bleep, like it's a derogatory term for Asian people.
Right.
For anyone who doesn't know, but they literally, even on the real CD, they could say they could say the N word 17 times on that song, but you ain't saying that one little word at all.
And that's the part that is right in our face. It's like, I ain't gonna call it reverse racism, but it's almost reverse racism that they'll allow you to talk about. If you want to talk about yourself, go right ahead, but you can't talk about nobody else. Okay, that's basically what the rule is. You can say anything you want to about your own people, but you can't say nothing about nobody else. Okay, and 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 that being said, that's our version of free speech, because you better not say nothing about nobody trans or nobody else in the alphabet, because you're gonna get in trouble. I'm even afraid to even say the word sometimes. I was listening to watching Corey Holcomb earlier on the video, and he said something about Caitlyn Jenner. I'm like, dude, come on, man. It's real. I mean, but you can't. You can't. I was watching Corey Holcomb, and I was also watching Atlanta. It was an episode of Atlanta, and Paperboy was on the show with somebody. I don't know if they were actually from the LBGT community. He was saying, dude, I can't even say nothing about nobody no more. And we supposed to have freedom of speech. How do you have freedom of speech? You can't say shit. How do you have freedom of speech and you can't say shit? Everybody's offended, and you taking your future in your hand by opening your mouth any way, form, or fashion. That's a bullshit.
Yep. Different time, man. Different time. Shout out to the chat once again, and shout out to who's that? I saw Tom R for the donation. Really appreciate it.
What's up, Tom? I see Said Bourne got a birthday coming up. What's up, Said?
Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday to you, player. Cheers to another one, man. Hey, last week when Craig Schweischinger from Skateland Compton or show, he asked you, you and him kind of talked about something. I would love your opinion on that. I want to branch off that. He said most of the weapons and contraband that he found were on women back then. Did you ever experience that as a club owner?
Hell yeah. Okay. Women carry more shit between their titties and their purses, because at one time you couldn't really search women. I had to go hire a female just to come up with that problem, man, because I had a woman show me, said, look, Lonzo, you need better security. Why? I check everybody. Look, when this bitch pull out a motherfucking razor blade, and a goddamn switchblade. Like, goddamn, she had them under her titties. I had a chick one time pull out a fifth of liquor out of her titties, and if you patted her down, you couldn't have found it. I'm not bullshit, okay? She clowned. She said, nigga, I get what I want. I got to spend shit with your ass. Pulled out a fifth, the big bottle with the neck on it and shit, like it was nobody's business, okay? So females, and then especially when some shit go down, women usually be the ones tote the gun. Like Snoop says, I slipped my girl to 44. Flipped into the girl, I slipped my girl to 44. Okay. So, and see, women don't understand. here's some nigga verse shit. If you get caught with that gun got a body on it, you better be prepared to be a witness or a motherfucking victim. Okay. Yeah, bottom line. If he got a gun, he gave you the gun to hold. Oh, baby, the police are gonna come hold the strap for me. Okay, you about to be a victim or a witness, because if you get caught with that gun and it got a body on it, or been used in a robbery, or the bullets have been picked up in any kind of investigation, whoever possession of that gun, they're the one finna catch the case. Now, if this ain't your dude, you finna go to jail. If you ain't prepared to violate the streets and snitch on his ass, you finna get a nice orange suit. Orange would be the new black. I can't snitch because, bitch, you better go home with your kids.
And women they say that women are easier to turn because of the kid thing. I mean, if a woman's caught, like, there's a much higher chance that she's gonna.
Man, I wouldn't tell my woman nothing I was doing, because I know damn well if it come down to me, a little Lonzo, nigga, I'm finna go to penitentiary. Okay, I might as well tell her myself, because I know, and if any woman worth her salt, especially if she really wasn't in it, and it come down to her kids, they know that's the ultimate leverage, man. It's the kids, dude. I had one chick. I used to use that same philosophy in breaking up fights. at the club, and I was doing Mad Exotic. Two chicks get into it. Girl, you got any kids? Yeah. You want to see them little summer guns tomorrow? Yeah. Take your ass on before I call the police. Okay. Okay. And usually that would break the fight up. But one night,
man, we don't care, man. Fuck them kids. That's stupid, man.
I had a chick tell me the same shit. Say, girl, you got some kids? Yeah. You want to see them little motherfuckers tomorrow? Fuck them little motherfuckers. My mama watching me like I'm gonna beat this bitch's ass. My mama gonna watch my kids. I'm gonna beat this bitch's ass tonight. Oh shit! You lose your leverage, boy. That sure change your whole perspective. It ain't no bullshit.
Damn. Who had more fights at your club, men or women?
Women start more fights, and women are quick to fight. Brothers will be ready to shake hands, and a woman will come back and instigate the fight. Okay. Brothers, depending on who they are and what the situation is, they would kind of most brothers didn't really want to fight. Okay, unless it was just some real out hatred, blah blah, some major violation shit. I've seen cats get called all kind of bitches, blah blah blah. And man, I'm walking away. I'm gonna get in my car and go home. But then the broad step in. You gonna let him do you like that? What you wrong with you? You supposed to be my I gotta go fight this nigga. I've seen it happen too many times, man. And I've seen fights break out with women just because homegirl got a nice purse or she got some nice shoes. Who that bitch thinks she is? She thinks she cute. Okay. And next thing I know, bitch, I am cute. Whoop, 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 whoop. Next thing I know, you got the cute girls against the hood rats. And the hood rats got mopped a couple times. Cute bitches can fight. They've been fighting for a while. And the hood rats, and that's one fight you don't want to break up, though, boy. God damn. You got to be careful. Oh my God. You got to be careful because you can't just, you can't just grab them like you grab a dude. Okay? Because they swinging from all they have no ethics in they swinging. They got no patterns. They clawing, they trying to grab. Most of them trying to grab hair.
Have you ever seen two women hold on to each other's hair, Lonzo? Yeah. I saw that for about 20 minutes. No bullshit. They both heads down and neither one of them would let go.
They trying to grab hair and you can't pull the other one away from her because she ain't letting go of the hair, especially if both of them got a handful of hair. You can't break that fight up, man. It's like two pit bulls. You got to put water on their asses. Now you the bad guy. Huh?
Yeah.
Now you the bad guy. And then all of a sudden, if you try to break up a fight with some women and some dude who don't know what's going on, see you grabbing his niece, cousin, or homegirl, nigga, that's my niece, that's my homegirl. Now you got to fight this nigga. God damn. Nah, man. Dude. It's a mess. It's gonna be it can turn into two women can turn a small situation into a full out brawl. That situation that happened a few years back at the bowling alley in Torrance, man, was over some French fries. Two chicks got into it over some French fries. Nobody wanted to back down. All of a sudden, the homies come in. Oh, that's my niece. That's my cousin. Whoop, 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 whoop. Next thing you know, you got the whole bowling alley, 4 or 5 niggas in lane 5, dead in the motherfucker. Balls going up their ass.
Yeah, that was a crazy story. Yeah, women. Yeah, how many men have died over dumb shit like a woman just something over women?
Yeah.
Crazy, dude. What give us a story about the biggest fight that you had at the Eve After Dark.
Which one?
Whatever one pops to mind.
We never really erupted that much, man. I think the biggest fight we ever had was with that situation that BJ talks about. Bounty Hunter, what's his name? What do you call it?
Talk about it. BJ. Bounty Hunter.
But they called him a cappuccino. He talked about that. We never really had a problem with the bounty hunters, but the bounty hunters had a problem with the Nickerson. Bounty hunters came out Nickerson Gardens. They had a problem with Ujima Village, which was close to the Eve After Dark. They was like my day ones, and they was right across the street from the Eve After Dark. They all walked over there. So it would be nothing to have 25, 30 people from the village show up and hang out at the Eve. And if the village, we call them village people, the village people showed up, and there was only a handful of folks from bounty hunters or Nickerson Gardens, sometimes they try to punk them. Okay. Then you got next week, you got folks from Nickerson Gardens. They may come 40, 50 deep to make sure they got enough people if they try to punk them again. The door make money. I'm finna make me a nice little knot, but it's a good chance it's gonna go down. And man, this one night it went down, and dude, it was a mess because like I say, I was coming out the office. I heard the rumbling. I was in the office. I heard the rumbling. I walk outside. Somebody beamed me upside the head with something. I don't know what it was, the pool stick or what. But I had to go back and sit down for a minute to get my shit together. Like, damn, that nigga hit me hard, whatever it was. So I opened the door. It's almost like you got to sneak out the door. And the club was going down. It was 30, 40 people fighting, man. And I mean, it was just unknown was fighting. It was everybody was fighting. And that night I made a rule. If you Negro see me fighting, everybody better be fighting. At least pull a nigga off my ass. If you don't, I'm firing your ass and I get out the hospital. Okay. And that night I had a security guard. I forgot his name. He's a little short dude, but he had a bad habit. He always tested out some shit. This nigga had a can of what's called that shit? Pepper spray. Pepper spray. He had a brand new can of pepper spray. This dude comes in the club and sprays pepper spray like it's Glade air freshener after a smoke out. Okay, he just starts spraying that shit. And I don't know if y'all know anything about pepper spray, but pepper spray is a concentrate. Okay,
feeds off oxygen.
It feeds off the oxygen. Okay, and that shit actually sucks the oxygen out the fucking air and makes itself bigger. So if there's particles of oxygen around, this shit takes over like 10 times. Everybody in the club stopped fighting, trying to get to the windows to get some air. He was on the second floor. A couple of cats dived out the window. They climbed down the pipes, down the sign and shit. We had bars. We had screens on the back window. People had their faces against the bar, off against the window, trying to breathe. And one chick, man, I thought she was dead. She was just shaking. I thought, oh, this bitch gonna die. It was fucked up. And she just had an asthma attack. And I ran in the office trying to run from the shit. And that shit was like, no, nigga, you got to come under the door with your ass. Come on. I'm in the office crying like a bitch. What the fuck happened? You cannot fucking see when that shit is in the fucking room, man. I'm sitting there crying and you can't rub your eyes. I learned this in ROTC. I had an ROTC, I went to a gas chamber for training. Whatever you do not rub your eyes. All you doing now is making that shit, is getting it into your skin, and that shit, man, will fuck you up. Man, people were running downstairs like it was nobody's business, and we had to close the club down because it took. But when they got through, it took about. That happened about 11:30, 12 o'clock. The club was not inhabitable till about 2 o'clock in the morning, man. That's no bullshit. That shit was in the air. That shit is that fucking vicious. It was in the air for at least till about 2:30. No bullshit. In fact, we couldn't clean the club up till the next day. My guys, we just locked the doors, walked outside, and I had to pay them on Sunday, man, because nobody could stay in the club. Not even in the office.
Damn.
No bullshit.
And I know we talked about this before, but we since have new listeners. BJ from Bounty Hunters said that someone from World Class Wrecking Crew kicked him with a cowboy boot. Now we know Lonzo was always known for rocking his cowboy boot. Can you break that down for any of our new listeners? What's the truth behind that?
That was actually unknown, dude. That was actually unknown. Unknown owed them. He owed them that, man, because Unknown was always trying to be peaceful, and he's Unknown from Detroit. He ain't from L.A. So right before this happened, a few weeks before this happened, Unknown was downstairs in front of the club, and they was trying to do something, and he was trying to negotiate with him. Unknown's always been a slim dude. He's always been extra slim. So he's tall, slim, and he's trying to negotiate with these fools. And this dude literally pushed him through a plate glass window. Just bam, barbershop window, gone glass everywhere. And I thought when that happened, it was going to get us shut down, and it didn't. And but yeah, the window was fucked up. They got it fixed the next day, and but unknown kind of owed that shit to them. And when he had a chance to pay him back, he cashed in on their asses.
Damn. Great story, man. Great story. You can also catch that. I think it's Nino Cappuccino. Am I saying that right? Yeah, it is Nino Cappuccino. Yeah. Just type in Nino Cappuccino on YouTube and World Class Wrecking Crew, and that story will pop up. But damn, man, that hour flew by, dude. Let's start wrapping it up. One more shout out to OG Steve for donating another $5, man. He said at one of my old jobs, there used to be fights every week on club night, usually biker chicks fighting Italian and Puerto Rican chicks. Yeah, he's from the Bronx, New York, so that sounds about right, man. Shout out to the Bronx.
All right, because man, for whatever reason, man, chicks was, especially it was really funny. A lot of pretty chicks would fight quick, faster than a hurry, man. Especially they would jump on some birdie bitches, man. They jump on some birdie bitches. I mean, bitches. I be like, I'm not fighting that big bitch. I'm not fighting that big motherfucker. You can't win. You can't win. So yeah. Shout out to the Puerto Rican sisters, man. Shit.
Yeah. Ooh, I love him. Man, shout out to Rosie Perez. She was one of my favorites. But it's on Split DTV. That BJ Bounty Hunter interview is on Split DTV, where he talks about his encounter at the Eve After Dark with the World Class Wrecking Crew. And I think he thought it was Lonzo, but Lonzo just broke it down. It was DJ Unknown. He was getting his payback for them doing that to him the week prior. What's going on with you and Dre show, man? Thursdays, Fridays?
We're gonna do it Friday this week. But I missed the show when I got back from New York. Last Friday I missed the show. We had to do it on Saturday just to do it, just to stay consistent. Stay consistent, and we only did a half-hour show because I was running that day, but I had to do something just to keep my folks up to date on what's going on. But yeah, we'll be back on Friday with Legendary Connection, me and Dr. Dre making it happen, folks. Please tune in, like, share, and comment, man. Shit.
Man.
Like, share, and comment. We like doing this, man. I read my comments. I respond to a lot of them. When I'm not doing anything, I'll sit down and I'll read my comments. I do that. I respond to a lot of them. If I don't do anything, I'll always like them, if nothing else. And if somebody says something that I don't agree with or I agree with, I may comment or try to straighten them out too. So yeah, please like, share, and subscribe. What's happening with you, man? What you got going?
Man, you guys can check me out on Dusty Vision TV. I'm keeping the train going over there. It's going. I'm just putting out some great content. I really enjoying this, man. Talking to my boy who's locked up in prison for life, and he's giving you the breakdown of what you shouldn't do if you want to, or what you should do if you don't want to end up where he is. It's a great story, man. He's doing life, and we do it every Sunday, plus every Saturday. I know a lot of you in the chat tune in every Saturday to my mix show. What I do, Lonzo, is I take an artist who I believe didn't get a lot of shine, or the shine that they deserved when they were coming up, and I play their music, and I do some history behind it, and people really seem to like that. That's every Saturday at 8 p.m. I don't even go out on Saturdays anymore, man. I just sit back, relax, and chill with you guys, post up, and just play some music, man. So Dusty Vision TV on YouTube. Always a pleasure hanging out with you every Tuesday, Lonzo. I enjoy these conversations, man.
You know what, Dusty? I thought about doing the same thing, man. My schedule is so crazy. I would love to be able to sit here, and I got a system and everything. I could probably plug up to my rig and just the same mixer and just do some oldie shows, man. Because I've been Unknown had a couple of shows on a show we did a few years ago, and I had so much fun doing it that it was just a blast, man. Just to be able to sit there and just throw down mixes, and especially when you got a chat room, somebody you ain't just playing by yourself. You got a chat room to kick it in or whatever the case may be, and giving you feedback. So yeah, I might try the same thing. I'm gonna do it at some point in time. But look for my new channel coming out, folks. It's Compton Entertainment Channel on all platforms. I just got notification that I think we're on our app for Fire Stick is about ready to roll out. We're gonna be on about 5 different platforms in about 10 days, man. We gotta make sure this thing goes out. It's coming. Compton Entertainment Channel. Now, don't get confused with the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce. That's my shit too. But in keeping the branding all unified, Compton Entertainment Channel, folks, on all platforms, Roku, Fire Stick, Apple TV, Xbox, all that shit. We got so much shit. That's what's taking so damn long. But anyway, folks, It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. In the meantime, Dusty, much love to you, Doc.
Always love, man. You have a great week. I'll talk to you next week, dude.
Much love to the chat room, and thanks everybody for watching. And an extra special thanks for everybody that chipped in. Appreciate it very much. Much love to you folks. We're out of here, y'all. Peace.